Hello, Small Town Pride. I am here today with a very special guest all the way from Bisbee, Arizona, Ramon Garcia, the president and CEO of Bisbee Pride. How are you doing today, Ramon?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you,
I
Penelope?
am fantastic. Happy Pride to you and the entire Bisbee Pride family.
And happy Pride America.
Happy Pride, Small Town Pride America. So, Ramon, tell me a little bit about what you do with Bisbee Pride.
I am actually the president and CEO. I am in charge of our board of directors. And we actually help coordinate, plan, and execute the Bisbee Pride Festival every third Wednesday or third weekend in June every year. We've been doing this now for the last 16 years.
16 years. How much has Bisbee Pride grown over those 16 years?
It's grown immensely. It started out as a small gathering of LGBTQ plus friends, turned into a picnic, and it's grown into now a 3-day festival.
That sounds amazing. So how has the community started to rally around the Pride Festival?
Bisbee's always been kind of an eclectic, accepting, tolerant community. So it's helped us grow. They're very supportive of what we do. But additionally, it's allowed us to just kind of share who we are with our friends, families, and neighbors. But more importantly, they participate. We have many, many community members who help us throughout the year in planning, fundraising, as well as during the event weekend.
That sounds amazing. So tell me about the importance of Pride celebrations in small towns around America and in Bisbee in particular.
I think small town prides serve kind of a twofold purpose. First and foremost, it allows individuals to express who they are in a comfortable, safe, and supportive setting by coming together with family, friends, neighbors, and community. I think it allows people in smaller communities exposure, as well as community where we don't normally have what's available to us in larger urban areas. We don't have support centers, we don't have drop-in centers, we don't have community centers, we don't have gay bars and other places where we tend to kind of hang out and socialize. This is an opportunity for people to do that. We're lucky in Bisbee that the community is very open and friendly, so we don't see a lot of the negativity or discrimination we tend to see in some of the other rural communities across our country. We've been lucky that way. But more importantly, it allows people to really enjoy themselves that way. Second, it brings a boost to our economy in small towns. I know here in Bisbee, like I said, we started out as kind of a small gathering amongst friends, and we've turned it into a 3-day festival. It's held during a time when our economy tends to be at a slower pace. We bring an infusion of people and money into this community.
That sounds like a really valuable resource for small communities like Bisbee. I know that it's been a really valuable event and a valuable period of time for a lot of the communities here in Idaho as well. So can you tell me a little bit about how 16 years ago, how Bisbee Pride got started?
Absolutely. So a group of friends basically got together and decided that they wanted to kind of celebrate Pride. And they started by hosting a few picnics. It grew into having some vendors come in, and it's evolved into an event that's supported by the community, by business people, by our elected officials, where we now have a 3-day event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We tend to sell out most open bed spaces in town. Our venues are completely sold out when we do events. So it's just grown immensely. And, it started out, like I said, with a picnic. We now have parade, we have street dances, it has a street fair kind of feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
What's unique about Bisbee is we're not going into a venue where you pay an entrance fee to get in and kind of hang out inside a fenced
Sure.
area all day. This is a street fair type of feel. It's open to the public. We only charge for certain shows or events, but the majority of it is free and open to the community.
That's fantastic. And the phrase that keeps coming to my head is don't underestimate the power of the potluck. Start small.
Absolutely.
Start small
Absolutely.
and it'll grow.
That's how it started.
So how many people typically attend the past couple of years Bisbee Pride?
So it started out, like I said, literally a handful of people, and we've grown to about, depending on the day, depending on what we have going on that specific year, that specific pride, up to about between 1,500 and 3,000 people come into town.
Awesome. So a lot of Pride festivals are making adjustments to their typical celebrations this year. What is Bisbee Pride doing for Pride celebrations in 2020?
So unfortunately, we did cancel our in-person event for the first time this year for the safety of our family, friends, and community. The one thing that we are doing this year, though, is we are going virtual. Sunday, June 21st, we will be holding a 6-hour event online. We will have performers. We will have on virtual bingo. One of our exciting events that we kind of close out our Pride is the Grand Canyon chapter of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence host a drag bingo for us. And we're going to take that virtual, and they're going to be doing the interviews of our sponsors, supporters, business people throughout the day. We'll be doing it at both locations as well as kind of highlighting the uniqueness and character of Bisbee, as well as they'll be doing some virtual bingo with people who participate with us.
That sounds amazing. So on a typical year, what are some of the other big events that people are excited about for Bisbee Pride?
Well, we have some very standard events that occur every year that people come and look for. We always kind of start out with a lingerie pub crawl down our main street. We have a street dance that's themed every year. We have our Pride Village, which is our vendor area. And realize that none of this is really centralized because we do go into the community. We have a day stage that's free and open to the public that has entertainment all day long. We do usually do a headliner show and dance in the evening. We have our parade. And then we also have our closing event, which is drag bingo on Sunday, usually with a mimosa bar and Bloody Marys.
Oh, I've got a craving for that event. So it sounds like you're doing a lot of work in your community. How big is the Bisbee Pride team?
We have a board of 9 people is our board of directors. However, this is a community event, and we have people that help us throughout the year in our community, as well as we use generally up to about 100 plus volunteers during the event that give hundreds of hours of volunteer time to help us get this event off the ground and make it a success every year.
That's awesome. So if people want to get in touch with Bisbee Pride, either to keep up to date on events, to volunteer their time, talent, and treasure, how can they reach you?
Absolutely. We can be found on the web at bisbeepride.org. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. Definitely come join our page, keep up to date on what's going on. We have things that we post all the time. We try to keep people up to date of not only what's going on with Bisbee Pride, but also what's going on in our community as a whole year round.
Incredible work. I hope to make it down to Bisbee at some point in the future.
You're always welcome here.
Good, good, good. So before we wrap up, do you have any words of advice for the people who are watching from home today?
Absolutely. Just because we're in a situation right now where things are a little different, we may not always be able to get together like we'd like um, to celebrate. Celebration is individual. Celebrate how you feel, how you like, how you choose, and share it. Share it with your neighbor, share it with your dog, your cat, share it with your friends online. I think celebration is something that we can all do regardless. It'll definitely help us feel better, and it may help somebody else feel better. And
Hmm.
especially in small town prides, we've had, we just celebrated 50 years of Stonewall and prides at a very large scale
Hmm.
since then. Um, Small town prides didn't start back then. We started much later when things started becoming a little bit more acceptable and progressive in our areas. So we've known how to celebrate with limited resources and limited communication in the past. So definitely celebrate how you wish, how you like, and enjoy yourself.
And keep the celebration going. Ramon,
Absolutely.
I'm so glad to have chatted with you today. Thank you so much.
Penelope, thank you. And anybody who wants to come to Bisbee Pride, come visit us.
BisbeePride.org. Well, we are so happy to feature Bisbee as one of our feature towns for Small Town Pride Live this year.